Outworld Station is like Dyson Sphere in space. Wait, Dyson Sphere does have space. Well, it's factory automation without the planets, kind of. Hey, no conveyor belts. How does automation without belts work? Watch on and find out.
My name is Thoraxe, and this is Strategy for Busy People. If you've got a few minutes, I'll tell you what to play.
Outworld Station by Trick Jump Games Limited recently landed in early access. I've played a few factory automation games here on Strategy for Busy People, so this one looked like it was worth investigating. I spent just over 8 hours exploring this Beltless factory game. Note that this review was done using game content available in early June of 2025. Now, in the intro, I mentioned that this was Dyson Sphere without conveyor belts. And you can watch my review of Dyson Sphere, which I really liked, by clicking on the card. So anyway, Dyson Sphere has a little mech that you go around in, and it can build some simple stuff. You have to move your mech near to where you want to build things. Outworld Station has this little flying ball that you can go around in, and it can build some simple stuff, and you have to move it near to where you want to build things. And they're both factory automation games where you have to collect raw materials and refine them into ever more complex things. Okay, the review's over, they're the same. Just kidding. Sort of? While Dyson Sphere has an overarching main mission of, well, building the Dyson Sphere, it's not entirely clear what the broad, overarching mission of Outworld Station is. You get small missions in stages that require you to build specific quantities of things. Once you complete that mission, you unlock the ability to build new, more complicated things, and then you get another mission to, you guessed it, build the stuff you just unlocked. When you first start the game, all you can do is fly around and gather asteroid bits with your little ship and drag them back to your base to dump them into an atomizer, which turns them into usable raw materials. You soon start unlocking various manufacturing machines, and that's where the assembly lining begins. Now, I've mentioned several times that there are no conveyor belts in this game, and that is true, but while there aren't conveyor belts, there are conveyor-like concepts that you need to pay attention to. Inside your base, much like the internet, are a series of tubes. These tubes have an infinite handling capacity but a fixed speed of transit. Additionally, each of your facilities has a specific throughput. For example, a storage box might be able to send out 240 objects a minute, and a titanium smelter can create so many ingots per minute from 3 or 4 chunks of titanium ore. As long as you don't have too many titanium smelters being fed by that storage box, you won't start losing efficiency. But once you're consuming more than 240 titanium ore per minute, the storage box becomes the throughput limitation. While at first this may not sound like a problem, I have just described to you the entire premise of this game, which honestly is the premise of just about all factory automation games. Managing the efficiency of production. One of the things I really liked about Dyson Sphere was its concept of blueprints. People with way more time on their hands, clearly people who are not busy like you and me, have figured out the mathematics and organization for wildly complex factory chunks and then published their blueprints. While my playtime with Dyson Sphere was mostly just plopping down blueprints, it still felt fun and did not end up feeling grindy. In comparison, Outworld Station still does not have blueprints. It is a roadmap item, I am told. So, because it does not have blueprints, and because I was not interested enough to go searching the internet or asking ChatGPT, I actually had to manage the efficiency of things myself. And as you might imagine, once you start getting into more complicated items, this can become quite a challenge. Nanoplates require these green crystal-y things to be combined with these hull plate things. Hull plates are made from titanium ingots, which are made from titanium ore. Each of the steps in this manufacturing process has a certain number of units per minute input that is required to maximize the efficiency of each step at 100%. If you've played factory automation before, you know what this is all about. Anyway, so you'll mostly just spend time constantly watching how things are performing and trying to build new production of items and figuring out where the bottlenecks are. While this might be misery-inducing in other games, Outworld Station does have some redeeming qualities that help alleviate some of the misery. Because the transit tubes have infinite capacity and a fixed transit time no matter how far the item is traveling, you can just keep attaching new manufacturing of stuff further and further along down the line. All of your facilities have to attach to one another in specific orientations, and for the most part, items are square, and this poses no problems. Occasionally, you get a facility that is not one perfectly square size, and then figuring out how to fit it in can become its own challenge. Managing power, in all these types of games, is important. At some point, you get these hydrogen fusion power plants, and they, unfortunately, are not square. So you end up doing all this weird stuff to try to fit a lot of them in a small space. And while everything we've talked about thus far is a solid material, hydrogen plants are where you get introduced to liquids and gases that have to travel in pipes. Pipes bring some new logistical challenges to your logistical challenge space, but whatever. Anyway, other things of note are finding little research artifacts that you drop in your research machine that let you level up various bits of your station or ship, which includes making your ship more combat ready for the occasional enemies or creatures that you encounter in your travels. So, yeah. Oh, and eventually you get access to other systems to start new bases, to get access to new raw materials to keep building your bases. Before I give my final verdict, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to share it with your friends. Agree with me, disagree with me, or want to see other content? Let me know in the comments below. Want to try this game yourself? Check out my humble affiliate link below. And if you want to support me in making more of these videos, become a patron on Patreon. Your support really makes a difference. The final verdict. While I have talked a lot about this game so far, it somehow seems that I haven't managed to say a lot about it. But to be honest, I wonder how much there is to say about factory automation titles in general. This one in particular did end up feeling kind of grindy, but that's probably because the lack of blueprints meant I had to work things out for myself, and I was often just killing time waiting for something to be manufactured so that I could then go build another power plant to expand my capacity for manufacturing. But what I will say is that for a title still in early access, it is very complete. The graphics are good. I had absolutely zero performance issues, and the progressions all seemed well thought out, even if I personally found them a bit slow. On my trademark 3-point score scale of avoid, meh, and I forgot to eat, the most disappointing thing about this title was that there is nothing to eat in space, unless maybe you could eat those flying creatures you encounter in the second area. I guess the game is just meh, but the addition of blueprints in the near future will probably kick it over the edge into must-play territory. So, if you're looking for something a little like Dyson Sphere, but with its own unique differences within the factory automation space, Outworld Station might do it for you. It didn't quite do it for me, so I had to abandon ship and go find some casserole.